This is my 5 week update on my torn rotator cuff, and unfortunately I did what I was afraid I was going to do. Though I was taking it easy, I tried to over the head exercise with some rubber bands pulling back, and I injured my shoulder again. You know, every time there's a really bad pain on a rotator cuff, it's not good. That means you're tearing it again. So I stepped back a little bit on my training and exercise this week, and I'm still experiencing a lot of pain, especially when I sleep. So I'm going to tell you how I sleep with a rotator cuff injury. Sleeping is probably the most painful part of the day for this injury, so it's very important how you sleep. Therefore, you know, you get some rest and you don't hurt it even more. There's several ways not to sleep, and really, in my opinion, only one way to sleep. And so I never sleep on my stomach, because when you sleep on your stomach, you raise your hands above, holding onto the pillow or above your head, and that brings us all together and pinches that area, which over a prolonged period of time will agitate it and get it to swell up and stuff. So sleeping on your stomach is a big no-no. And then there's side sleepers, left to right side sleepers. Doesn't matter. Say my injury is here. If I sleep on it, I'm pushing on it, and it may relieve temporarily for a short time the pain, but once you fall asleep and you're on it, you're agitating it all night long. On the opposite side, with your shoulder lifted up on the side, it's not as bad as sleeping on it, but it is up there in the air, and it's kind of pulling and leaning forward, and it will agitate you just as well. So the ideal way is to sleep on your back. And I know a lot of people can't fathom sleeping on their back in one position all night. I've been doing it since 1982, 83, when I first injured my leg really bad, and sleeping on my back was the only thing I can do. And since then, I've been sleeping on my back all the time ever since then. Helps on a lot of sports injuries or accidents. It's a very comfortable way to sleep that doesn't damage yourself in the course of the night. Now, this is the way I've been sleeping for the better part of my life, and so I get a really big pillow, and this pillow goes down here, and it's underneath my legs, elevating my knees up into the air. That not only takes pressure off my back and takes pressure off, say, a leg injury, but it also gets me in a position where it's not that easy to move out of. So I'll get in bed like this with a big pillow, and depending on how I'm feeling, I could even add another pillow to elevate myself, like when I had a broken leg. It was really nice to elevate it. Then I have two pillows. One is really super soft, and one is a little firm and flat. The flat one goes under my head like this, and that keeps my shoulders and posture, everything right and straight. And then this one here, which is often referred to as my snuggle buddy, can just rest on my chest, but it also moves around and rests my shoulder and helps it from falling down or getting uncomfortable. I just move it around any way that feels good for the evening, and this is how I sleep all night long. And occasionally the only movement is moving the pillow from one side to the other. I also have been using a heating pad, and depending on where the pain is in the shoulder, sometimes it's up front like this where the tear actually is, and other times I'm cramping up on my back shoulder, clavicle, and so it's easier to put it on my front of my shoulder when you put it on the back of your back, you have to lay it down and then lay on it. It's hard to move it around when you're injured. I, however, don't use the heating pad all the time. If I woke up and I'm in pain, sometimes a little bit of heat will calm it down. So I turn it on low and I'll put it on my shoulder like so, and then I'll rest my pillow on top of it, and it'll warm up my shoulder really nice. And it's a timed heating pad, so it goes off sometime after I've gone to sleep. Also keep water next to me so I could hydrate during the night, and a couple extra ibuprofen should my pain relief wear out or my pain become more than I can handle. And that's the way I like to sleep.